Hello and welcome, Math 2413 Calculus 1 students, to the fall 2022 semester. My name is Robert DiGiovanni. I will be the instructor for this online course. The purpose of this video is to just get you acquainted with the expectations of the class. And hopefully at the end of this, I will have answered most of your questions. I know that I won't cover everything, but it'll at least get us started on the right foot. So let's get right into this. I'm going to turn my video off because there's really not a need to look at me. It's more important to look at the screen, follow along with the navigation that I'm showing you here. So what you're looking at here is what you get, the screen you get when you log into ACES. I'm assuming you know how to do that and how to get to your courses. Make sure you select fall 2022, and then we are the Calculus 1 2413 section 28. So go ahead and click on that home icon. And then now this is the home page for our course. It looks a little different than the way you're going to see it on your end. I'll show you that in a moment, but I want to show you, very important, our inbox, or your inbox. This is where you will communicate with me. By the way, this whole system we're using here is called Canvas. So all email communication between myself and the class, or you and myself, should be done through Canvas. Don't send me any emails through any external sources. You'll compose an email here, and I'll let you kind of figure out how to do this. Pick the class that you want to send an email to, pick who you want to send it to. You can do attachments, you can do webcam video if you need to. But this is where I will send you things. This is where you should send me things. All right, so let me go back to the course, to our main page. Let me switch it to student view so it looks like what you're going to see. So you'll notice here, this is our home page. We have a grades page, course syllabus page, modules page, files page, discussion, people, tutoring, and survey. So I'm going to kind of run through these things, but before I get started, what I want to kind of do is give you a basic layout of how things are going to work here. So I have a file I'd like to show you. Let me see. I thought I had this ready. Where is it? Sorry, hang tight. There we go. That's not it as well. Where in the world is it? There we go. Okay. So this is kind of just a real generic layout of how the course works. So I'm going to give you a schedule. It's going to show you what topics we're going to cover. You're going to look at that schedule. Once you look at the schedule to figure out what chapter and section we're going to be looking at, you're going to watch what's called a course video. Okay, that you're going to watch a short video that talks about like the main ideas, definitions, and theorems of that particular chapter and section. Then you're going to watch a class video, which focuses more on me doing examples that pertain to this chapter and section. Once you've watched those videos, you will then go and do your homework in a system called WebAssign. While you're doing your homework, if you need any help, I have additional videos that you can watch where I work out homework solutions. You can also go to my office hours. I'm going to have both face-to-face and Zoom office hours. And then I will provide you my cell phone number. You can always call or text me if you need help. So once you've kind of finished your homework, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to have to upload all your handwritten work. So when you're doing your homework at home, even though you're going to be typing answers into a computer, you must have handwritten work to support that homework, all those answers. So I'm going to ask that you upload that to me. And I'll show you how to do this, but this is just, again, the general layout. Then what you do is you start over, you go to the next section, you watch the videos, you do the homework, you ask for help, or go watch the homework solution videos. And then again, upload your handwritten work. And you keep on doing this until you get to an exam. And then when there's an exam, you basically go take the exam. And I'll have instructions for those as we get to it. But that's just kind of like the basic idea of how the course is going to work. Lots of videos to watch, lots of resources out there for you. Okay, so back to this. Let's get to, on our homepage, the first main link is going to be the orientation video. That's the video you're watching now. So if you need to go back and watch that, you can. And then we have our schedule checklist. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download this. I recommend you do the same thing. And when you download that, open it up, maybe print it out. This is going to show you kind of all the things you're going to be doing and when things are due. And then this is the actual checklist to make sure that you've done the things you're supposed to do. So like For example, section 1.1, August 28th, 11:59 p.m., you have to have this done. That means you needed to watch the course video for that section, watch the class video for that section, put your answers in the online homework system called WebAssign, then upload your handwritten work to me. Make sure you check all these off as you go. Certain things don't have grayed out boxes. For example, this exam 2 that you're going to do in a Zoom session, there's no video to watch for that. You're not inputting any answers. So if it's grayed out, that means that doesn't apply to that particular assignment. So this schedule, keep it handy. And then the next link here is the modules. This is this is probably where you're going to spend most of your time. This kind of lays out the whole semester. So I have a couple of categories here. The first category here is course links and materials. So here's the link to all the course videos. So remember, like we're talking about doing 1.1. So if I wanted to watch 1.1 videos, I would go here. It's going to take you to my YouTube channel. You can see chapter 1, section 1. You're going to watch that 16-minute video. It's going to talk about definitions. I'm going to be working through some notes. It's basically me working through some notes. And I'm sorry, ads, YouTube is convenient because you can watch it anywhere in the world, but the problem is the ads. They used to not have ads when it was an educational video, but now there are ads everywhere. So anyway, this is me, and I'm working through some notes that I have here, and I'm just talking about definitions. You'll watch this video to kind of get you acquainted with that section. So that's the first link there. So you'll be going to that link a lot. And then the class videos, what you do here, it's a separate, different set of videos. But you see I have videos for 1.1 and 1.2. I did that all in one video. It's almost 3 hours long. But this is more like me working through specific examples. So instead of theory, I'm actually working problems out. And so you can take a look at that. Okay, so now I go back. Now, you also, those notes that I was working through just now, those notes are available to you here. So you can download and print these if you want. You don't have to, but just so you know, you can get to them if you want. They're there. All 4 chapters we're going to be covering, the notes are provided. And then remember I said I had videos for the homework. Here are the links to those videos. And you know what? I'm going to pause my video real quick, fix something. Okay, so there are 2 sets of videos here for the homeworks. The first one is going to be me basically doing like writing on my screen, and actually I'm in the homework system that you're going to be using, and I'm doing problems similar to what you're going to be doing. So I'm going to be working through problems just like the ones you're being asked to do. So this should really help you hopefully understand the concepts. All right, so there's those problems on video. Of course, they won't match exactly. Our numbers might be different, but the concepts are going to be the same. So I've got those videos for you. And then I have another set of homework solution videos. These are a different set of videos where it's actually me in front of a whiteboard, and I'm working problems that are going to be similar to the ones that you would be doing online, but these problems actually come straight out of the textbook. And these videos don't start until we get to 1.3, but when I teach face-to-face, these are the videos that I give my students to watch for the homework assignments that I give to them. So I just want to show you what they look like real quick. So here's me, I'm in a room, and I'm basically working through some problems here. So, you know, those again are just more resources for you when you're doing your homework. All right, so back to this. In our modules, that's where we are. We have the link to all the videos. We have a link to all the notes. And then we have links if you want to get to the electronic version of the book. You can click on this. It'll take you to, well, you have to sign in. So you're going to have to do this first time and set up an account. I'll let you do that yourself. Why is it not? Oh, it thinks I'm a student. Okay, it thinks I'm a student, so it's not letting me in. So I'll show you in a second. But this link will take you to the homework system or to the ebook. If you need technical support, those links are here. So all of these links here, you'll use the video ones quite a bit, but these are all the administrative links for the class. And then we get to the modules. Now the modules where you can kind of follow along, like, you know, one item at a time to kind of get you through that schedule, right? That schedule that we looked at shows you what you're supposed to do, right? The modules here kind of lays it all out. So the first thing we're going to do is the homework syllabus confirmation. You'll click on that, you'll do that assignment. Then you'll click on this. Then you'll click on, you'll just keep working through this. So when you click on these, it's going to take you to the homework syllabus and the getting started and the 1.1, 1.2. That's going to take you to the online homework system. But this link right here, this is important. This assignment right here, what you're going to do is you've got to find a way to well, you need to do this throughout the whole semester. You're going to be handwriting work, right? All your assignments. And so you need to somehow find a way to take those assignments, capture them as a PDF file, and then condense them into a single PDF. So if you have like 3 pages of work, I recommend you take pictures with your phone and then use an app like Cam Scanner or something like that to condense those three pictures into one single PDF file. So if you don't know how to do that, just go Google it. Like, how do I turn pictures into PDF, a single PDF? And you'll find plenty of videos on how to do it, both on Android and on iPhones. But here's your assignment. You actually have to upload a sample for me right here in the beginning of class. So you'll click on that and it will ask you to upload. So you'll select the files and you'll have to, save those files to your computer and then upload those to me. So right off the bat in the very beginning, I want to make sure you know how to upload a single PDF to me. Okay, and then you go do your homework, and then here's where you will upload all your handwritten work for those 2 sections. So, it can just be one file, can have all the work that you did for those 2 sections. Now, I'm looking for, your handwritten work, what I'm looking for is nice logical steps. I want you to show me that the answers you put in the computer, you actually got them. Like you worked out the problem by hand and you got the answers. All right. I need you to show me that you did the work. So you'll upload your handwritten work and then you'll move on to the next section. Remember, you'll watch the videos and then you go do the homework and then you'll upload the handwritten work. Now there is an extra credit. Okay, this is a pretty big extra credit. It's 5 points on exam 2. This is a boot camp. I recommend you start this right now, beginning of class. This is going to give you, this is an assignment. It has, I think, like 30 questions in it, and it's all prerequisite topics, things you should know coming into this class. So it's kind of like a review. Please work through that if you want the 5-point extra credit on exam 2. And what you're going to do is you're going to upload all your work. Actually, sorry, I didn't put, hold on a second. I need to put the link. Yeah, you're going to upload your work here. All right, so that's all you're going to do is upload your work for that bonus assignment. Okay. Now the assignment, the actual assignment, I'll put the link to it. The assignment should be linked here. Let me actually link that real quick. Okay, I updated it. Sorry about that. So I had just a link for you to upload the handwritten work for that extra credit assignment, but here's the actual link to the assignment. So that way you can go do that in WebAssign, go do those practice review or those review problems. They're going to be problems from like college algebra pre-cal. So do that and you get 5 points on exam 2. And then again, you just continue working through, do the homework problems, watch the videos, do the homework, upload your work. And you just keep doing that until you get to the first exam. Now this exam, I'll talk a little bit about more about this later. This exam is done at home. And then once you're done with that exam, you'll upload your handwritten work, and then you will have completed the first module for chapter 1. And then chapter 2, you just do the same thing, work through. And then we have our second exam, which I will explain the details of that in a minute. Then you get through the third module, and then that's it. There's only 3 modules for this course, and then we get to the final, very final exam. So hopefully that makes sense in terms of how I've got this laid out. As you work through the modules, you'll also, make sure that you're going through your checklist and checking things off. And hopefully you can just be organized with this and just kind of knock things out one at a time. Okay, let's get back to our home page. So there was your checklist, your modules. Now formulas. These formulas are the formulas that you're going to need throughout the course. The 6 pages of formulas. Please print these out, have these available, next to you while you're doing all your work. You're going to need a hard copy of this, printed copy of this for exams 2 and exams 4. You can have these formulas, but they have to be hard copies. So those are the formulas you're allowed to use on all exams and all homework. Okay, that takes care of the homepage. Notice also on the right-hand side of the homepage, it'll show you all the assignments that are kind of coming up. And so you can kind of, this is like a shortcut way of getting to those assignments. All right. Now let's talk about the syllabus. All right, this is going to be kind of long and drawn out, but it's important that we go through this. This is a 16-week course, right? And it's all online, except we're going to have 2 exams, okay? 2 exams that you must take live in a Zoom meeting, okay? It's exams 2 and exams 4, exam 2 and 4. So exam 2 is already scheduled for Friday, October 21st. You can show up at one of these 2 times. You can either do the morning session, which is a 9 a.m. to 12:45 test. You have to show up at 9, and then you have till 12:45 to finish the test. Or you can do the 6 p.m. to 9:45 p.m. time slot. Again, you must show up at 6 p.m. That's exam 2, and then exam 4. These are that is the day and the times that you can show up for that. All right. So during these exams, we'll be using Zoom, so you'll have to log in through Zoom. I'll be sending out all the information for that meeting to you in an email. If you miss the exam, you're going to get a 0 on that test. If you have any conflicts with your wife in terms of work, that you can't make these two days, you need to email me and ask for some sort of alternate time and day to take the test. But you must give me 14-day notice, okay? 14 days ahead of time, you need to request. Now, I'm probably going to ask you to provide me some proof or evidence as to why you can't be there. So you can't just be like, oh, well, I work. I want you to ask, work with your employer. I'm giving you 8 weeks notice for the first test. I'm giving you about 16-week notice for the second test. See what you can do. I understand it's not ideal. That's why I give you 2 time slots. So I'll deal with this case by case. Okay, now next thing is contact information. This has my name and it has my contact information. Most importantly, my cell phone number. And I've already told you, you can reach out to me for help at any point in time. Just make sure that when you send me that first text that you tell me who you are, what class you're in, and then ask me, whatever you need to ask me. I recommend that if it's a math question, that you take a picture of the actual problem and the work. So if you're working on a problem and you can't figure it out, take a picture of the problem, take a picture of what work you've done, if you have done any work on it, and then just, tell me what's going on. That way I can, if I'm out, shopping or something like that at the grocery store, I can look at the problem. I don't have to look it up myself, and it makes it a lot easier for me to give you immediate feedback. Now, I do have office hours, and I have them Monday through Thursday. I have office hours, and then Friday you can make an appointment with me. I have different types of office hours. I have office hours where I'm on campus. That's in Juniper Hall, room 1110. So these are the times I'll be there, and then I'll also be available on Zoom for office hours. If it says Zoom next to it, then that's the time I'll be there for Zoom. And then if you want to meet me in the Zoom, you'll go to this link for the Zoom office hours. And here's the password to get into that office hour Zoom session. So office hours are just basically office hours are times that I'm available to my students to answer questions. So please take advantage of that. Hopefully these days and times will work into your life. All right, what do you need for the course? All right, for this class, you really don't need to buy anything other than maybe a graphing calculator, or a scientific calculator, but you will have access to the electronic version of the book and the homework management system. It's all included in your tuition, so you don't need to go buy anything. Now, we are going to be basing this class on a textbook. There is an electronic version of the book. Here's the actual textbook. If you just want to go get it, you can, but it's not required. And then you need a calculator. So I do have some restrictions on calculators. I'll let you read through this. You can't have any calculator that has a computer algebra system on it. So if you're unsure about that, just text me or call me or email me and I can clarify things. All right, so the description and objectives and outcomes, I'm not going to read through this. This is just telling you what calculus is about. You do have to have a prerequisite of pre-cal. You had to have passed pre-cal with a C or better to get into the course. And then our standard letter grades for the class, A, B, C, D, F, great. Okay, we know that. But how do I break down your grade? Okay, so this is the way the grade is determined. All those homework assignments that you do online are 6% of your grade. So the answers you type into the computer system, that's 6% of your grade. All your handwritten work that you submit that goes along with those answers, that's 10% of your grade. So if you have hundreds on all of your online work, but you don't submit any handwritten work, that's going to cost you 10 points on your overall grade. So that means you'll be starting at a 90. So I have to have handwritten work to support your answers online. Then you're going to take an exam at home. That exam also has to have handwritten work. That's 12% of your grade. Then you have exam 2, which you're going to do on that live Zoom session. You will also have to upload your handwritten work for that exam. I'll give you instructions on that later. And that's 30% of your grade. Then exam 3 is done at home. That's 12%. And then exam 4, your final exam, is going to be live on Zoom. Must submit your handwritten work, 30% of your grade. So that's the breakdown of the grade. You can see that exams 2 and 4 are huge exams because that's really the only time in this class where I can really make sure that you're the one doing the work and that you understand what you're doing, that you're not using some software like Chegg or some other thing to get the answers. I know the way online classes work, it's very easy and tempting to go find answers without actually having to learn anything, but I'm going to hold you to the expectation of any college level course, which is I need to see what you can do, right? I need to make sure you're learning. So that's why exams 2 and 4 are weighted so heavily. I've already kind of talked about the way the class is designed, right? You're going to watch videos, you're going to do the homework online. If you struggle, you're going to reach out for help. Text me. Now, I do talk about exams 1 and 3. Those exams you do at home, but there are times. So once you open the exam, do not open that exam until you're ready. I think I have passwords on those right now. So I think if you try and open them right now, you can't get in. So I will provide the passwords at some point. But once you open the exam, it's 3 hours. You have a 3-hour time limit. So you have to complete it in one sitting. And then when you do those problems, you only get 2 attempts at each problem. So if you get it wrong once, it's okay. But you get it wrong twice, then it's going to be counted wrong. All right, exams 2 and 4, that's a little more involved. Those are the Zoom session ones. I'll explain that in much more detail in just a moment. Your homework, I already said you're going to have to do your homework online, but you're going to have to submit your handwritten work to me. Okay. So if I'm seeing online that you have hundreds, you're getting all your answers correct, but you don't have any handwritten work to support it, I'm going to start wondering if it's really you doing the work or if you're just looking up answers. So let's hopefully not go down that road, but this is just in the syllabus, me explaining that. Okay, so let's talk about exams 2 and 4. These are the big tests. So the way this is going to work is that I'm going to schedule a Zoom meeting. Everybody's going to show up to that Zoom meeting, right? Once you get in there, I'm going to email everybody the exam. Once you receive the exam, you're either going to have to print that exam out using your printer if you have one. If you do not have a printer, you will have to hand copy the entire test. So it might take you 20 minutes to copy down the test. But either way, you're either going to print it or handwrite it. And then after you've either printed it or handwrote the problems, then you'll start doing the problems on paper, all right? So this is going to be a paper and pencil test. Everything, I want to see your work, all right? So during the exam, you may not have a computer screen on in front of you. Okay, you can only have the camera on, and that's it. You may only have the exam and the formulas that I provide you on the exams. So the camera, okay, this is a very, very big deal right here. The camera that you have set up during the exam has to be set up in a way that I can see you and everything in front of you. So that's why if you go to our home screen, our home page, there's a picture of me sitting at a desk. This is the way I want your camera to be set up during a test. Notice you can see me, you can see my desk, You can see everything in front of me. Of course, this computer would be either closed or moved out of the way during the test. But notice that you can't see anything in front of me, right? I mean, you can see, sorry, you can see everything in front of me. I don't have like a bunch of like math pages taped up to the wall, right? By looking at this from this image, you can tell that I am just doing the work in front of me. I'm not referencing anything else outside of this. So that's the way your camera needs to be set up. And to accomplish that, I recommend that you use your cell phone during the test. Okay, so that's what I say here for exams 2 and 4. I suggest that you use a phone to do your camera for those exams. I will record all the video of those tests being taken. And then you're going to, once you finish the test, you're going to send me a chat in Zoom telling me you're done. At that point, you're going to scan all your work, either scan it or take pictures with your phone, and you're going to upload all of that to me as a single PDF, just like you've been doing all semester long for your homeworks. You're going to get them all condensed down, all your work to a single page, single document, single file, and you're going to upload that to me. And I'll give you time. Okay, you'll be given 15 minutes to do that. All right, and then once you do that, I will grade the test by hand. All right, so I will give you partial credit for things you get wrong, but maybe you just made a little mistake. I will give you partial credit. So I need to see your work. If you fail to have your camera set up properly, I'll probably boot you out of the exam and not even let you take it. It's also your responsibility to make sure that the file that you send to me has your work in it and that I can see it, read it, and everything else. I wanted to show you an example. I have an example here of 2 students. Okay, so here's a student that turned in some work to me. This is a test that they took and they uploaded it. I gave them the chance to use a cheat sheet, a little reference sheet. So there's my student's reference sheet. See how clear and clean that is? And then here's the student's work. I can very clearly see this, read it, no problems, right? Compare that to this student, okay? Look at what they submitted to me. It's blurry, I can't read it, blurry. This page is upside down, it's all out of order. This one I can't even read, okay? It's your responsibility to make sure that the file that you're sending me has a clear image of your work. All right, and all the pages, and that everything's in order and nothing's upside down. Okay, if you turn something in that I can't read, that's it. I mean, it's basically I can't grade it, or if I grade it, I'm gonna have to penalize you because you didn't follow directions. All right. Okay, for these exams 2 and 4, since they're so important, I will be sending you reviews. All right, those reviews, those are the only 2 exams I send you reviews for, because everything else is done online. These reviews are optional, but I highly recommend that you know how to do those reviews, because these reviews are very close to what you're going to see on those tests. So yeah, all right. So more about how to succeed. I talk a little bit more about practice. Math is not a spectator sport. You got to get in there and work hard. So the rest of this has to do with like, okay, what if you miss a deadline for turning in a homework? You can get an extension. Just read through this attendance policy. If you need tutoring, there's tutoring available to you. Here are tutoring labs. You can get information here about how you can get tutoring through the college. And then the rest of this, I'll let you read through. Okay, so that is that. All right, let me see if there's anything else here. Modules, files. This is where you can go to find the schedule and the formulas and the class notes. There's just more stuff here if you need to reference it. It's just a different way to get to it. The discussion board is just a place where you can communicate with your classmates if you have, want to talk to each other. If you want to, maybe form a study group, it's totally up to you. People, this is how you can reach out to your classmates and send emails to each other. Hey, let's form a study group. You can see here we've got quite a few students in this class. And then there's also online tutoring. This is a third-party company that we use. I believe you get up to 300 minutes per semester for this. I don't really know how helpful this is. Students have really never told me how good this is or not, but I know that you can get live tutoring this way. But see how that goes. And then that's student surveys for the end of the semester, just to get feedback from you. All right, let's see. if I've laid everything out. I think I have. So the homework system that I kind of alluded to earlier, all these links will take you to the homework system. The first time in, I think you should be asked to set up an account. So like when you go here, homework modules, and you go here to the first time you link to the book or the link to the homework system, when you click on this first time, it's going to ask you, do you have an account already? If you do, great, sign in. If you don't, please create an account. See, I already have an account, so it's letting me in here. So I wanted to show you what this is going to look like for you once you get into this homework system. So I'm going to open the student view here. Now, this is a sample course, just so you can kind of get a feel for what it looks like. Let's go. Okay, so the way that this navigates, this is our homework system WebAssign. Here's where the homework assignments are listed. It'll have the due dates here. It'll show you right here if it's password protected or timed. Okay, and these are the homeworks and exams that you do online. Over here, you'll see a link to the ebook. This is where you can actually find the electronic version of the book if you're interested in, reading through. You can get to the different chapters and sections here. So here I can go to like chapter 1. Here I'm looking at chapter 1, section 6. So I can just navigate through the different chapters, and I can actually look at the exercises. So remember, I did those videos of me doing homework problems out of the book. Here are the actual problems I was doing. So in the homework videos, when I say, hey, I'm doing number 12, this is the one I'm talking about. This is the number this is the problem I'm doing. Okay, so that is the ebook. All right, and yeah, so this is where you go do the homework. So let me show you what a homework assignment looks like here. See if it'll open it for me. Hoping it will. Yeah, so here it is. This is what one of the assignments looks like. So you can request an extension once the past due date. And then here are the problems. There's free response problems. Some of them are multiple choice. You're going to have a little bit of a headache learning this system. Don't let that bother you. I'm more concerned about your handwritten work. And by the way, if you're doing problem like number 2 here, you don't have to, in your handwritten work, you don't have to draw me the graph. You don't have to write all the problems out. What I want to see is your work, like how did you get to each one of these? Now, if it's something like this one where it's visual and you're just like reading off of a graph, there's really no work that you need to provide for me. It's just give me your answer. I'm more concerned about problems like, okay, evaluate this difference quotient. I need to see the work for this. All right, there's a lot of algebra involved in this problem. Let me see that you can do that by hand. All right, that's what I'm talking about. There's an assignment here. Where is it? There's an assignment in here called Getting Started with WebAssign Calculus. This assignment will take you through that homework system and kind of show you like, hey, how do you put in fractions, right? Like there's a palette over here. There's an assignment where it'll kind of get you acquainted with the system if you've never used it. So that's good. Also, there's a button here that says Ask Your Teacher. This is a dangerous button. I actually might remove it. I'm not sure yet, because I prefer that you send me any questions that you have through email in Canvas or through texting me. So if you have a question about this problem, take a picture of it and then text it to me and ask me your question. The reason why I don't like this system is very passive. If you click Ask Teacher, I have to come looking to see if anyone asked questions, as opposed to if you text it to me, I'll know right away that you have a question. So I recommend that you don't use this. Actually, I'm going to ask that you don't use this. And also, do not use this communication tab here, because we are not communicating through WebAssign. We are communicating through Canvas through this inbox. So please, if you send me anything through here, I'm not going to get it. All right, so that's kind of it. I believe I've covered the gist of the course. I hope that I've kind of given you what you need to at least get started, and then I can answer some questions. Yeah, that's it. So I hope we get a good start to the semester. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm looking forward to a good semester. Have a good day.